Hey guys, so the time is yep, so that's about all the video I have from that trip. And this video is titled A Shot in the Dark because from that point on it was about 1 o'clock in the morning and I drove 2 hours and 30 minutes, got to my destination about 4 o'clock in the morning, and I just really had the urge just to shoot the stars. Because about a couple weeks ago, I've been seeing in a local photo group that people were posting about the Milky Way, and I've really always loved stars and Milky Way, and it's been like a dream shot just to say I got it, you know? So it just so happens it was not cloudy outside. I definitely checked before I left, and so I'm in Raleigh, North Carolina, so it's like a lot of light pollution, so I had to drive a little ways to get away from the light pollution so I have a better shot at the stars. And so I got there about like 4:30 in the morning, which didn't give me much time at all, because little did I know the sunrise is coming up around 5:50 or so. So I got out, but I literally pulled over side of a bridge, and I didn't even get the chance to take the pictures of the stars because right over to my right, the moon was doing something crazy. It was like, the moon was like reddish orange for some reason. So I got in my car, snapped some photos of that because it was like one of those things you had to be there. So I had to capture it to show people. And then it was like, there's one amazing shot, and it's like the moon was like beaming through the clouds, so majestic. And then I did take a few of the stars to my left, and I tried a little bit, and it's like, all right, so I'm trying to do some more. So I drove some more, about 30 minutes or so, pulled over, started taking pictures, and then out of nowhere, I was like, wait, why is my exposure super bright, and why does it look really, really blue? And I was like, oh, what time is sunrise? And then I guess it's like blue hour before the sunrise. So that night was done. I started to drive back. So the whole time I'm doing this, I'm using an app called Skymap. And so I'm literally using my phone, going like this, trying to look for the constellation Scorpius, because it's supposedly right near Scorpius, the Milky Way kind of crosses around there. So I'm like driving, trying to go towards this direction, making sure it's in the right area. And then so a week later, on about the same time, so supposedly like on the app that day it said like Mars and Pollux, and this other star was like a little diamond. I was like, oh, that'd be cool to check out. And so used the app, and sure enough, it showed me the right direction. I got a little shot of that before I headed out. I was like, all right, if I'm gonna do it, I have to do this now, because I went on timeanddate.com and checked out the moonrise was going to come out about like 1:30. So I figured to get the most darkness that I could, because it was still like a little bit after the full moon. So it was still pretty bright, the moon, and just no light pollution and no moon reflection to try to get the best shot. So 1:30 was my point to leave-ish, so I had to be there before that. So I drove out there, and I didn't quite get to my full 2 hour and 30 minute destination, so I got a little bit before that, which is dope. And I just stopped in the middle of the road again. It was kind of like a offbeat country road on the middle side of the farm, and I just like pulled over. I was like, hold on, okay, looks like Scorpius kind of here. I was like, I kind of see with the naked eye, just a little bit, a smidge. I was like, it looks kind of like a cloud is right here, but is that the Milky Way? So I snapped a few shots, and sure enough, I got it, which is crazy. I used like a 10-second exposure on my Canon that I'm shooting right now, and I got it. And there's like some rule where you divide like 300 divided by your focal length. So I had 50, which gave me like roughly around like 10 seconds. Well, it actually gave me about like 6 seconds, but I was like trying to do about 10 seconds, which seemed a little bit proper. and that will give you like the exposure time. So I did that a lot, and it was just amazing. I was like in awe because I actually got it, and the stars were so naked, you know, it was like so many stars. Beautiful. And it's one of those things where I drove out there 2 hours there, 2 hours back, 4 hours, and I only stayed there for about 30 minutes, but it's one of those things that was totally worth it. I'll definitely advise it. And, while I was there, I figured, why don't I give this a shot? A shot in the dark, if you will, because I can kind of see, but I can't quite see. So I also shot with my film camera and my Minolta SRT and with some Cinestill that I already had previously. So I had about like maybe 15 shots in there left until empty. So yeah, I just loaded it up, set it up the highest aperture, hold it down for about 10 seconds. And the bad thing is, which I do not advise at all, is I didn't have a shutter release. So if you ever can do this, I highly advise a tripod of some sort, a shutter release, so that you can 1, 2, 3, get it without the less amount of camera shake. Some of the shots were a little shaky, but I actually nailed a few of them, and I literally was like, all right, 1, 2, 3, and I sat there for about like 10 seconds in some of the shots. And it's, at least for me, it's film and you kind of see the best you can, but also you're kind of aiming in directions you can't quite fully see, and you can't see the shot until later. So I shot in dark again. So I was kind of like aiming and hoping, but it also came, I was shooting on Cinestill 800 and some of them came out like, I guess like kind of underexposed or somewhat. I'll show the before, and this is like some of the afters. So you definitely gotta like edit and post a little bit. I'm not sure if I messed up in some way. I'm sure I did. If you guys know, let me know down below so I can correct it later. So if you were to do this, I would definitely advise getting yourself a tripod. If you're doing it on film as well, get a shutter release button. So, and also get like a high ISO. So like 800, 1600, or like push it. And also on film, set it to like infinity so you can get the stars. And if you're on digital, the best way to actually get it fully in focus is if you kind of set it up, look at the stars, and if you zoom in on a particular star, hit the 5x button, 10x button, so you're magnifying it, and you can kind of like manual focus, make sure it's sharp and you're looking right at it, and then get back in regular focus and click away. So lastly, some good old tips. Definitely advise a tripod, a shutter release button so that you can actually get a shot without some camera shake if you're shooting on film, and a high ISO for film. And if you want to use like a digital camera, the best way to get a accurate focal, like in focus, is if you go on your camera, look at a star in the sky, like a really bright star, and zoom in 5x, 10x, get that super zoom, and then kind of get the focal length right there, so you're kind of focusing on the star, and then exit out, and that should work. And two really big inspirations for this is this guy. I'm not even gonna try to pronounce these people's names, but it's like Baka something. It's on Nat Geo. He's a National Geographic photographer, and he's done many different astrophotography shots. And I saw like a webinar of his like 2 weeks ago, and just kind of got me inspired. And there's also another account I'm gonna leave right here. He shoots all in analog, and he shoots all in analog, all of the stars. There's like a medium format, has a star tracker, and he even shot like the eclipse. He mathematically got like the dots for the like lunar eclipse and got the transformation. He's selling those prints if you want to check it out. So definitely follow those two if you want to follow more, get you inspired. Remember to capture inspiration, as we like to say. Thank you guys for watching. Hopefully this will inspire you as well. Either to shoot your shot. Remember, shoot or shoot. No matter what, at what cost. Thank you guys for watching. And hopefully see you soon.